This is chapter number 3 about the here and now and about being alive or living in the moment and being present. It's a big topic. To start, I would say, if you want to talk about here and now, we also have to talk about mind and body. I would say the body is pretty much here most of the time, but the mind is maybe also here, but maybe somewhere in the future or in the past on autopilot, if I may say. But wherever the mind is, the thoughts trigger emotions, the emotions trigger hormone production, and the hormones have effects on the physical body. So that's where the material and the not material aspect of us definitely meets, and it meets any moment in time, and it's always now, no matter if the mind is in the now or in the future or in the past. The body is experiencing it in the now, and also the mind is experiencing the memories of the body, and the especially experiences from the past are sort of stored in body and in cell memory. And if we are so the body is influencing the mind as well, or it's influencing the thoughts in any moment. The thing is, if we are on autopilot, as we learned some thoughts patterns and speaking patterns and action patterns in the young years of our life, as we learned that from our community of origin, we are probably avoiding some dangers, but also inhibiting a lot of possibilities, because simply we are not present, so we don't notice opportunities, and we are busy with fears or hoping to fulfill expectations, which is keeping our body busy and distracting our mind. So it's a good practice to try to come to the moment and find out that right now everything is quite fine, my body is fine, I can be calm, I don't have to expect much, I don't have to avoid much. And then the hormones also calm down because our emotions calm down, and we can experience our body how it is. We can be alive, we can be present. But then the memories of the body come into play, and they can pop up and challenge our mind. Basically, that's the perfect opportunity to unprogram some old memories by just staying calm again and letting them pass. But that's already quite much about high practice. High meditation practice. And I will talk a bit more about this in chapter 6 again, about what we let die and what lives on. Another thing that I would like to say about the here and now is that simply the practice of unprogramming and being in the presence is a good practice to see more opportunities and to be more calm and happy about the moment, and to be more simply enjoying life that is happening in the moment with the people around you or the nature or where you are. And the more you are there in this here and now, the more the patterns of, like the autopilot patterns, can switch to life patterns, so to speak, and you can start to respond from the moment and from a place of life. Like you can choose words and choose actions that promote life, peaceful interaction, instead of choosing words and actions that are more related to holding on to beautiful things or craving for beautiful things or avoiding challenging things and so on. So it's a nice practice to unprogram this autopilot and make more space for this life flow pilot. And you will find that if you get rid of one pilot, eventually another autopilot comes up, another expectation or fear or whatever. And so it's a good practice to jump into the unprogramming mode as soon as these autopilots come up. But it's also clear that often these autopilots are really serving our life and our survival. So you will find situations where the autopilot just happens and you survive a situation in the old way, and you will find other situations that are not so dangerous, or layer by layer you come deeper to find more freedom in these situations that challenge you usually. So basically what I tried to say, that you can make it a habit to jump into the unprogramming when a challenge arises. And it's it's a big task to do, and I think we don't have to take it too serious, because basically we are living quite well, and we also avoid a lot of threats, or how to say, a lot of difficulties with the autopilot that we have installed. I mean, it has its reason, and it's basically serving us quite well. At least it brought us as far as we are now. So much about the here and now. And for all these reasons, it's quite difficult to influence others, because you maybe see how much effort it is to influence yourself and to find new ways of choosing words and thoughts and actions. So how much harder is it to make other people choose other words and actions? And also, if you think about influencing, like manipulating, it's the question where you want to put your effort, because isn't it a lot of effort to get to know other people's autopilot and then try to manipulate it? And who knows if you really got to know it, and who knows how soon they will change this autopilot or get rid of it. And I mean, if we talk about these big circles, it's probably not so serving life to go for manipulation, and it will also come back. So better clean, how to say, clean your own terrace, or I don't know if there's such a saying in English, but clean up your own closet. And I clean up mine. And we clean up ours as much as we can. And yeah, so much about here and now. That's also a meeting point of big circles and small circles. Like big circles being our lifetime and smaller circles being our daily experiences of enjoying life or facing challenges of life. If we can be in the moment, we have better chances to see opportunities that life gives us right now. So we can follow the flow of life, so to speak. But we cannot follow this big flow of life if we are too much holding on to this, what I mentioned as flow of life in the last chapter, and if we avoid the flow of death, what I mentioned in the last chapter. So if we are at peace with this flow of life and flow of death, that's when we can really have the thoughts, speak the words, and take the actions that are aligned with the bigger flow of life.